What's up, YouTube, and all you King Sewing Got Way enthusiasts and or haters? This is V coming at you this Tuesday afternoon to do an updated review on the Roll.nz Bodyguard outfitted for the MS Pro. And while I'm at it, I will be doing an unboxing of the Roll.nz Bodyguard for the NIC Plus. So I'm going to bring you guys along, but before I do so, please excuse the ambiance. I'm currently in the process of finding new real estate for my operation. I've been evicted out of my current space, so I have to resort to whatever available real estate I can find at the moment. And although there is some construction in the background and you'll hear some outside noise, I hope that, that my audio is coming in loud and clear. So with that being said, let's get this video started. Inside the tubing is some extra material, or swabs, not extra, but swabs, of the material used to make the bodyguards and the end caps for the valve stem. And for this review, I've actually will go a little bit in depth. Unlike the first review. The first review, I basically did an overview of putting it on, but I've actually been, it's been requested through some subscribers that I show them how I outfitted my MS Pro with the Bodyguard. Also, while I'm at it, I'm in the process of stripping my deck, as well as in the process of retiring. And I would like to thank Chrissy and Kevin of Roll.nz for really pushing me to get my logo started, which you see here. They were so kind enough to put my logo on my Bodyguard. And this is the cutout for the speakers. So what I will do, for those individuals that wanted me to break it down, the process of putting the Bodyguard on, I will basically remove the NIC off the table and the stand. I would like to thank Mate from Virginia for making this stand for me. I appreciate it. It comes in handy. Now, of course, before you put your Bodyguard on, you want to make sure that you wipe down your EUC. Since I removed the old cover, haven't really been riding the MS Pro, it's still somewhat clean, so I don't have to worry about that. But here are the holes for the speaker. So this goes on the speaker side. So I will slide the Bodyguard on like so, even though it was recommended that you do this while standing up. And then there's these, let me move that. There's these little pockets here that you will actually hook onto the bottom of the outside shell of the MS Pro. Again, these little pockets. So what you will do is go around the pedal, or the pegs, whichever you refer them as, and just hook. Make sure I get a little close. I might have to zoom in and hook it onto the outside frame, like so. Noteworthy of mention, once you have outfitted your EUC with the Bodyguard, you may get some rubbing of the material against your rim. All you have to do is to adjust the seam, and that will rectify the problem. Then you want to turn it around and do it for the other side. It's really not that complicated, and it doesn't really take that long. Once you seat the outside frame into the pocket, it stays in place. See it from the side angle where the speakers are. This is the cutout for the speakers. This is the back. And this is the other side. Now, what I've also decided to do, because there was some question of whether or not the material is durable enough to withstand falls or drops. And I'm here to say I have not had high speed or a high speed crash with this any of my wheels with the Bodyguards. I have had 2 crashes, and I've had about 3 drops. And to be honest with you, the material, although it is 1/8 of an inch thick, it held up, or it kept my wheel from having any scratches, any dings, and any gouges. Now, I did one day take out my MSX 100 volt without the Bodyguard, and wound up having a small spill in a driveway on asphalt. And I will show, or I will embed a picture of the wheel, the damage that was done. It just spun around and it just gouged out pieces of my wheel. And I'm quite sure had I had the Bodyguard on, it would not have sustained the damage that it did. And although it's minor to me, it's still a blemish is a blemish that I could have avoided had I had the Bodyguard. But without further ado, let me show you guys something. I took the liberty of bringing out this brick to show you, using the material that was given to me by Chrissy. I'm going to take this material and this piece of brick, and I'm going to basically scratch the material on the brick. Now, as you guys can hear, and I want you guys to look at the material. Now, I brought my tape out to show you. I'll start it at the 2-inch mark. It measures basically 1/8 of an inch in width. But the material is durable. Again, you can hear it. I'm not, and it sounds like it's actually sanding down the brick because I'm getting some dust from the brick in doing so. And again, this is what the material looks like. So I am quite satisfied with my Bodyguard. Have no complaints, have had no complaints. I know of another EUC rider, U-Stride, who actually had one of these on his MS Pro when he took a crash. And from the looks of that crash, his wheel basically stayed intact. Now, had he not had the Bodyguard on, I'm quite sure his MS Pro would have sustained some type of damage. Now that I have the Bodyguard on the MS Pro, I will get my phone, cut it on, play some music, and see whether or not the music is distorted somehow with this Bodyguard. The Nicola Bodyguard comes with a zip on top. Pretty cool. I like. Make sure that I have it positioned properly. This is going to be interesting. This one seems a lot easier than the others. Imagine that. Again, you put the Bodyguard on, but you have these pockets at the bottom for the Nicolas that you just loop around the outer shell. It wasn't that hard to zip at all. And this is the Bodyguard for the Nicola. Again, I want to thank Chrissy and Kevin for producing an outstanding accessory to these EUZs. I know I appreciate it because I tend to drop my fair share of these things, and Gotways are not known to be durable with their outer shells when it comes down to their wheels. They have good performing wheels, but when it comes down to the shells, they're not like King Songs. And I've dropped King Songs plenty of time and has fared well. Not so much with the Gotway wheels. In closing, I have had nothing but positive experiences with the Roll.nz Bodyguards. Now, I'm not being endorsed one way or the other by Roll.nz. Again, I feel when a product outperforms my expectations, I like to share in that knowledge. And again, if you guys are in the market for Bodyguard, if you are like myself, anal retentive when it comes down to preserving these wheels, because they are an investment, because they are not cheap, I highly suggest Roll.nz. I'll drop a link to Roll.nz in the description box below, and you guys know what time it is. Show your girl some love. Hit that like button, comment, good, bad, or indifferent, and subscribe. So until next time, guys, deuces.